the Bhagavad Gita lessons, how to stop worrying. Worrying is one of the biggest bane of life. What else anxiety about future bring you except sorrow upon sorrow? And you know what Charlie Chaplin said? Nothing is permanent in this world, not even our troubles. We know that we should not worry, and yet, by and large, many people do. They know that it is not going to help, yet it has become a habit. It's further said, nobody is worth stressing over. People come and go. Move on to do your work. World is yours. That's like Krishna advising Gita, that soul is indestructible, but body is destructible. It changes. Soul changes the body, and there is nothing to worry about. It is further said, never do anything which makes you weak. Emotional upheaval makes you weak, and that is what we see Arjun during the time when he has to wage a war. Actually, his determination is demolished to see his own relatives on both the sides, and he worries about future. He explains to Lord, look, if our own family dies out, lots of bad things will take place, and he goes on and on. In fact, worry doesn't take away tomorrow's troubles, but it takes away today's peace. We shouldn't do that, but we do. My life has been full of misfortunes which never took place, said a man on the deathbed. That's the way he felt throughout the life he has been worrying, sometimes on unfounded fears. Now let's examine what are the causes of worry. According to Krishna, the main cause is attachment. We are attached to persons, we are attached to things, we are attached to our possessions, and we are afraid that we may not lose, and that's the cause of worry. That is one. Further, Lord Krishna tells Arjun that desire for the material objects, desire for the material objects also leads to worry, also leads to destruction of the man's stability or power. Other negative emotions like envy, jealousy, enmity also cause worry. We need to ensure that we develop stability of mind and we don't allow these negative feelings to affect our stability, to affect our courage, to affect our determination. Uncertainty for future, that's another cause of worry. Probably that's a major cause of worry for people today. But one should have faith. It is the lack of faith where this type of worry comes in. When you have faith, when you are totally devoted to your duty, when you feel quite at peace when performing your work, you will not have any time to worry. You will not have any reason to worry. You will stop worrying. In chapter 2, again, Shlok 11, it reads like, Arjun, you lament for people unworthy of your sympathy. Still you talk like a scholar, overthinking. But let me tell you that knowledgeable people neither mourn for those who are dead, nor they lament for those who are alive. So there is absolutely no reason why you should worry or why you should be in such a state. any state or situations that may bring you joy or grief, just like summer or winter, are all transient. They come and they go. Therefore, you have to bear with these. Therefore, actually, there is nothing to worry about once we understand that ups and downs are a part of life. He further says, Lord Krishna further says, because a noble mind, mature mind, who retains his calm even in changing circumstances and is not disturbed by joy or grief, his soul becomes worthy of salvation and he is a mind of stability. In the same chapter, in Shlok 38, Lord Krishna says, Arjun, you must consider that victory and defeat, loss and gain, are the same when you are performing your duty. If you are performing your duty, sometimes you will suffer, sometimes you will have a lot to gain, but you should consider them the same. And then you must get ready to fight because that is your duty. Don't worry about anything because if you worry, you are not performing your duty properly, and that is not good for a Kshatriya. That is not good for any noble, enlightened person. The Bhagavad Gita emphasizes on the importance of Karma Yoga, that is, performing your duty. Perform your duty with mind and soul, and you will find yourself at peace. And the duty has to be performed without any attachment to the results. Nor we should be attached to any worldly pleasures. If we are attached, if we are having desire for those worldly pleasures which maybe our neighbors are enjoying, maybe some friends are having some possessions which you want, no, that should not be the case at all. About attachment to the worldly pleasures, Lord Krishna says, Arjun, those who are involved in attached to worldly pleasures, those who only see the results of their efforts, and those who consider heaven alone as the most sought after final destination, these mundane people use artificial and affected language. They are the ones who indulge in hankering after riches, comforts, pleasures, and use various means and methods to obtain these. They are absolutely attached with such actions and thoughts, and such blemishes overcome their minds. They do not possess the decisive power to appreciate God the Almighty, and they can never be at peace. They will keep on worrying on small things and big things, but by worrying they will keep on spoiling their life. Further in chapter 18, Shlok 28, Lord Krishna tells, the person who disobeys scriptures, who impedes the livelihood of others, who is arrogant, lazy, morose, who procrastinates, who does not do his duty, is known to be under influence of tamas. But the person who follows his duty, who does what is required to be done, who is not bothered about what others are thinking or saying about him, he is the person who can achieve peace, and he is the person who sees the significance of life, and that is how he is happier, he is better, he is more knowledgeable, and he is wise.